Hi everyone, great to be here. Just a housekeeping note, we're now Lux Group, not Aussie Commerce. We've had a few iterations. The reason for the change to Lux Group is largely we have a burgeoning business in not only in Australia but also in New Zealand, and New Zealanders don't really like Australians, so hence the change of name. But who is Lux Group? So we're one of Australia's largest e-commerce businesses. We've got 15 different websites, primarily across 3 verticals. So largely travel, which is almost 2/3 of our business. We've also got a pretty big product business and our legacy business, which is our local business. The one common theme that pervades all our different sites is we're a highly curated, inspirational sites. So what we aim to do across the group is inspire our customers to change their behaviour. We've grown from 25 million in turnover in 2012 to 299 this year, and I think the one slightly unusual thing, and especially compared to the likes of Rocket, is we've been bootstrapped since day one. So we've never raised a cent of equity and never had a cent of debt. So it's relatively unusual, and we've been profitable since 2012, positive cash flow since before then. We're obviously a negative working capital business. So the beauty of our model is we're paid by our customers before we pay our suppliers, and the gap is at times quite significant. And the other beauty of our business is we're a highly inventory-light business. Across all our verticals, be it obviously product, but travel and experience as well, we almost never take any inventory risks, so don't have the issues of inventory write-offs and the like. So whilst we've got 15 different businesses, the key point to note about the group is there's one technology platform that underpins all our transacting websites. So that means our team work across all the different sites. So one finance team, one customer service team. The areas of specialty really comes down to the sourcing team. So we'll have specialised sourcing in travel, specialised sourcing in homewares and fashion and activewear, and obviously in local businesses. One of the key elements of what we've tried to build is a core base of repeat users, and 3/4 of our buyers are repeat buyers, and you can tell that the days between repeat purchases continues to drop. So our customers are liking what we do. In terms of each different part of the business, and we've got 3 key parts of the business, and I'll talk specifically to the 2 major ones being travel and product. And in terms of what Patrick spoke about earlier today, and really what problem are we trying to solve? And I think in the beauty of our travel business is we actually solve 2 problems. We solve a great problem for the customer, and we solve a really key problem for our hotel partners. But in terms of what we do in travel, there's a few different types of travel businesses. There's the physical travel agent, which has been around for 50 years, which everybody knows. And physical travel agents offer a fairly broad offering and tend to often create a bit of new demand. There's online travel agents. These are the Goliaths of the online world. Priceline, $100 billion plus business, obviously, across the globe. Online travel agents don't really create new demands. They act as a marketplace to aggregate demand, and they're relatively commoditised. Where we sit is in the curated travel space, so alongside companies like Secret Escapes and Voyage Privé, both out of Europe. So we'll create new demand for our hotel clients, and we'll also offer curated and compelling value. So that lies into the 2 problems we solve. So problem number 1, what do we solve for consumers? And if you're a consumer, and no doubt most of you are, when you go and buy travel, it's a largely confusing, difficult process. If you look at an OTA, there's upwards of thousands of different hotels to choose from. Look at TripAdvisor, but ultimately you've got to really drill down where you want to go. And if you go to a travel agent, often they're pushing product that they're getting paid a high commission for. So what do we do differently? We inspire customers to go to new places. So 96% of the people who subscribe to us are actually actively looking for new places to travel. So if you go to the same caravan park or hostel every year, you're probably not likely to be one of our customers. But if you're looking to go to new places, you probably are. So probably the most key point of what we do is 89% of people who bought from us weren't planning on going to the place they went to till we inspired them to go there. So we're educating, we're inspiring our user base to go to new places. So if you look at the site now, you'll see around 20 different offers as diverse as Maldives to Thailand to Bali to local Australian offers. Bear in mind our target market currently is Australia and New Zealand. So in terms of what we also do is we inspire people to travel more than they otherwise would. So whilst an OTA and a travel agent will fulfil existing demand, we create new demand, such that 73% of our customers actually travel more as a result of luxury escapes. And the evidence that we're solving that customer problem is our NPS of 74, which as far as travel sites go is off the chart. The next highest online NPS we could find in travel was TripAdvisor at 36. And in terms of offline, it's Marriott at 62. So our customers love what we do because we are intrinsically solving the problem of discovery of new travel destinations. So feeding through from customer to supplier, and this is where we hark back to the 89% stat. So 89% of our customers weren't planning to go to where they went to before we told them about it. How does that help a hotel? I think that where we start with hotels is the nature of the hotel industry being fairly disaggregated. So most hotels are owned by individuals, or an individual may own a relatively small number of hotels. These individuals will then work with brands like Starwood and Marriott and Park Hyatt, et cetera, and as a marketing agreement, but the ownership of the hotel is widely spread. So if you own an individual hotel, or let's say you own this hotel, if you own the Le Méridien in KL, to market your hotel is almost impossible because the cost of marketing makes it simply inefficient. So if you're trying to market a hotel like Le Méridien, it makes no sense to run a TV campaign or run a newspaper ad or a radio ad or any kind of mass media branding because simply the lifetime values just don't make sense. So the next option for what hotel owners do and what they have done is work with wholesalers and work now and more recently with OTAs. So OTAs are a fantastic business and an amazing distribution channel. But from a hotel perspective, what OTAs largely do is redistribute existing demand. And as a real life example, if you're looking to travel to Phuket and you go to Google and type in JW Marriott Phuket because you've heard about JW Marriott from somewhere, type it in Google, up comes Expedia with their strong SEO, click through, you buy from Expedia, the hotel's occupancy is increased, but the hotel's also paid Expedia a commission of probably 15 to 20%. In essence, what Expedia has done there is not actually create any new demand, they've simply redistributed existing demand. The other option is you could be simply browsing Expedia and it'll redistribute hotels within the one destination. Again, amazing business model, but for a hotel, arguably not super beneficial. Because we create new demand, we're a completely different beast. Almost all our demand is incremental, 89%, so there's only a small fraction that's cannibalised. So what that means is when we send somebody to a destination, that's incremental profitability for our hotel and resort partner. And when you think about it another way, hotels invest an incredible amount of capital in building their structures and in setting up the property. So the marginal cost of that extra night is actually relatively small. So almost all the revenue we drive is incremental profitability. The quid pro quo is we require better rates than competitors and pass those better rates on to our customers. It's a classic win-win-win. Hotel gets incremental profitability, customer gets a great deal, and we simply sit in the middle. I'm not sure what happened to those numbers there, but take my word for it. 93% of our hotel partners run repeat offers. So that proves the incremental profitability out. There's a chunk of hotel partners who we choose not to work with for whatever reason, but the result of our model is, and you can see on the left, that we work with hotel brands that don't work with any other flash channel globally in many instances. Brands like Ritz-Carlton, One and Only, Conrad, Sofitel, Anantara. These hotels work on an OTA level, on a wholesale level, but traditionally not on a flash sales basis, and that's because of the incremental profitability we deliver. Our average order value over the past 5 years it continues to increase. The reason for the increase is we continue to work with a higher calibre of property. So whereas 3 years ago we wouldn't have worked with the likes of Ritz-Carlton, these days we work with Ritz-Carlton, Park Hyatt, and a much higher calibre of property, leading to higher basket size and higher gross profit, and our unique active buyers continues to increase. So that's our travel business. So we've got a very similar business in our product business, and we're achieving a similar aim and a similar goal for our suppliers, in that we'll largely sell stock that they can't otherwise sell. or sell additional stock as a new channel for them. Our growth in our product business has been strong. 27% growth last year on virtually purely organic basis. One of our case studies is we purchased a business called The Home 4 years ago, just under 4 years ago. At the time, The Home we purchased out of a larger business. The Home was pretty much shut down as a business. We basically hired staff back. There was about 20 staff we hired back from a team of 50 before. And this shows the strength of our model, that we were able to take staff from 50 to 20, yet substantially increase sales off a much lower cost base. We integrated into our platform. We're able to use our significant economies of scale, and one of the key benefits of our platform is sharing customers across our different businesses. On average, each member in the group is signed up to 1.47 of our site, so that significantly lowers our cost per acquisition across the group. Our product model is probably less unique than our travel model, but it is a fantastic model. We have our own warehouse technology, which is tightly integrated with our bespoke platform as well. So we have a 6,000 square metre warehouse, which allows us to not only do purchase after sale, cross-stock shipping out, but also we take goods on consignment as well. We're incredibly attractive to our partners and have a number of exclusive partners in the Australian market who use us as their sole online channel to hit Australian customers. There's also a lot of different initiatives we're looking at in the product business for marketplace initiatives, exclusive partnerships, and improved personalisation and navigation across the sites. In terms of growth, we've got a number of different growth areas we're looking at. Key areas of growth in our travel business is one thing. Whilst we've got a really strong brand in the Luxury Escapes brand in the Australian and New Zealand market, for a start, we haven't expanded outside those countries, and moreover, our brand still remains relatively niche in an industry really dominated by Goliaths, the likes of Flight Centre, Expedia, Booking.com, and What If, which is now part of Expedia. So we're also largely focused on selling hotel and resort packages. So whilst we've got a team that sells flights and a team that sells insurance, it hasn't been a key focus for us. So growing our peripheral revenue streams is a key focus for us going forward. Other areas of growth include focusing on marketing, and we're in the fortunate position of being a business that's dependent but also benefit from the reliance on email as a marketing channel, which means it's an incredibly cheap channel to operate. We're not having to constantly refill the bucket with expensive SEM style marketing, and as a result, our payback periods on our customers remain extremely low and lifetime values extremely strong. Some of the other endeavours we're working on across the group, we're soon to launch a loyalty program across the group, which really ties together our brands. That's coupled with a cross-navigation facility. So you'll be able to go, when you're in one of our websites, so you're in our homewares website, there'll be navigation on the top of the site to go to our Luxury Escapes travel website. Clicking across, you can have one-click opt-in with a preloaded email address should you want, or you can simply click off and browse the site if you'd rather. Improve customer delivery times through increased investment in warehouse technology. And we've been working incredibly hard over the past 2 years, tagging our user activity to be able to really fulfill the great dream of e-commerce that Amazon have done so well, and the personalisation and relevance of what we can do. We've got so much data on our 4.2 million active users, and utilising that data in a more efficient and effective way is a really key area of growth for us going forward. And that I think John got in 14 minutes, so thanks for your time. Much appreciated.